People think they want to do this. They think they want to get into this game, but they're not ready for it. They delivered it to my neighbor's property. It's 800 pounds. I am screwed. It's gonna be a lot harder than I thought. I actually don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Well, friends, when it rains, it storms. And yeah, Houston had some really bad storms over the last few days. And there's some chaos at my Airbnb. But we're about to go check out the Airbnb, assess the damage. The problem is that I'm leaving for Copenhagen in a week. And this Airbnb was supposed to be 100% done before I left. But let's just say that I'm anticipating some delays. I'm trying to stay as positive as I can about this entire situation because while the chaos at my Airbnb is very unfortunate, I've just heard some crazy stories. Like a lot of people in my neighborhood haven't had power. They're just getting power. It's been like, I don't know, a week or something like that. I found out from another friend in the neighborhood that a tree fell on his neighbor's house and the neighbor died. So truly, whenever I think about what other people are going through, I've got nothing to complain about. All I can really do is put my big boy pants up, get in there, clean it up, and see how fast I can fix things and get things up and running before I head out to Copenhagen for an entire month. All right. All right. All right, we're here at the Blue House. You know, I've already seen it, so I'm not gonna have a genuine reaction on camera. But I can tell you, it's a bit of a bummer. All right, so far, doesn't look so bad. But then you get into this world right here, and yeah. So let me walk you through the damage as I see it. Well, first of all, this tree, I have no idea where it came from. Like, that is not one of my trees. The winds were strong. Apparently it was like a category 2, not a hurricane, but it was the same force as one. So this tree flew in from somewhere, not anywhere that I can see. I have no idea, dude. It's crazy. On top of that, the fence is freaking toppled, dude. Yep. Not ideal. Here's kind of the good and the bad. I was already gonna build a new fence. The thing is, the guy that was gonna do my fence was like, I don't wanna touch that. I'm just gonna build the fence in front of it. It was gonna be an easy job. Yeah, now we gotta demo all of this and then rebuild a new fence and then clean up all of this. It gets worse. These don't appear to be power lines, but looks like some kind of electrical line. For sure, all my fiber optic lines all toast. Honestly, I don't even know who to call about that. I guess I call AT&T. Do I call the city? I got to figure that out, but there's wires everywhere, all up on the limbs. Sucks, man. Next up, this fence. Don't think it's repairable at all. I think this entire fence pretty much needs to be replaced. It's probably gonna be a couple $1,000. Truthfully, when I was gearing up to come do this vlog, I was like, oh, it's gonna be pretty easy. I'm gonna move some wood around. The city's actually coming to take everything, but looking at this as an entire beast here, it's gonna be a lot harder than I thought. I actually don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I guess I'm gonna move some wires around and then get started. So let's do it. All right, not terrible, but honestly, that's all I have to say. All my fiber optic lines and some other thicker cables that are a bit interesting looking. I don't think they're power cables because my house still has power, but I still don't really like messing with broken wires. I should have brought a rake or something, but I do have this fence board. And honestly, it's a little dangerous because it's got some nails sticking out, but as long as I'm careful, it should do the trick. So honestly, I'm pretty impressed with what I got done in like 20-30 minutes. Check it out. Okay, so I've actually managed to clean up pretty much the entire yard here. And I was able to basically pile it all up over there. All by myself. All I needed was some gloves. Didn't have a rake, wish I did. Luckily, I brought this handy tool, a sawzall, which I thought of last second to cut the tree limbs off to make it just so much easier to drag everything. So that part of the job, donezo. What's not done is this, which I imagine gonna be a lot harder. I already know. Oh man, I breathed something in, I think I'm dying. It's so hard to say goodbye. I'm gonna get some water, get some tools, and we'll be back. Now it's time for the fence. Fortunately, there's a lot of corrugated metal on this side with rusty screws and nails. It'll be a little work to get this all off, but we're gonna make it happen. Here's the truth. This makes it easier to cut off all the rusty nails versus trying to pull them out. Problem is my blade is a wood blade. So cutting those rusty nails with that is so inefficient. It's been kind of working, but I've decided to just throw in the towel, go to Home Depot, buy the right blade. I've got some other supplies I gotta pick up for the bathroom here, so that's what we're gonna do next. Oh, I am pissed. I am pissed off. I'm so mad. I feel like since I've turned on the camera last, I have lived an entire life that y'all don't even know about. I could tell you why I'm ticked, or I could just show you. Side note, having a double chin as a vlogger, not great. Nothing more motivating than seeing myself on camera. Maybe we'll call this episode the Airbnb that keeps on giving. That feels appropriate. What has happened since the last time I've recorded? So you saw me taking down the fence. The fence has been completely taken down. And in that time, I have actually gotten a quote on a new fence. I have tried to get my neighbor to pitch in because it's also her fence and the storm destroyed it all and all that stuff. She kind of ghosted me, whatever, 3,600 bucks. I'm just gonna cover it because I needed the fence anyways. It'd be nice if she pitched in. Doesn't matter. If I talk about it more, I'm gonna get mad. Fence is going in. Looking great. And there's a lot of coordination that goes on when you're setting up an Airbnb, especially when you're doing like a very light remodel like I am right now. And so far on this particular house, I've had to coordinate wallpaper installers, a fence person, a landscaper, an electrician, and a plumber. And it's honestly been pretty crazy. The last thing I just had to coordinate was a hot tub. I just bought a hot tub. I bought one that I needed like super fast because I needed to get the hot tub into the property before the fence is complete. You can see there, fence is completely open. So I got the one hot tub that would come in on time. Hot tub gets delivered today. I get a call. They send me a photo. I zoom into the photo. Something looks weird. They delivered it to my neighbor's property right here, 10 feet away from where they were supposed to deliver it, which is right in there. Now, you might be thinking, well, Rob, just move it. I can't. It's 800 pounds. I am screwed. Ugh. I'm so annoyed. I call the guy, I have it out with him, I fight him. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Why would you not put it in there? He's like, oh, well, you know, the guys had tools on the wood on the floor. I'm like, dude, we would have moved that stuff. So now I gotta go butter up my contractor and my crew that's doing a completely different job outside of the hot tub and see if they're willing to move an 800-pound elephant of a machine. I'm so annoyed. As you can see, very nice tub, 800-pound tub. And it's like, wouldn't have been that hard for the guys to just walk it right through there to the spot where it's gonna be, which is right here. You know, people think they want to do this. They think they want to get into this game, but they're not ready for it. Arguably, I'm not ready for it. Just talked to my contractor. Man, I am so glad that he's dope. He's a plumbing guy, but he knows everybody. So he's helped me coordinate the plumbing, the fencing. I've now chosen him to be my contractor in Houston because he's had my back this whole way. They're all gonna attempt to move this 800-pound hot tub. They're not gonna charge me for it. He did give me one condition. He said, buy the guys lunch. And I was like, okay, deal. You know where my favorite place to eat lunch is, right? Come with me and you'll be in the world of pure imagination. Well, it's definitely the biggest Chipotle order I think I've ever done, which is not super impressive, but I just got 6 burritos for 75 bucks. I think it's worth it, because I probably would have had to pay hundreds of bucks to get that hot tub moved by anyone else, so we'll chalk it up as a win. Plus, I get Chipotle, so let's do this thing. Hot. It is hot outside, and let me tell you, moving an 830-pound or a 730-pound hot tub, not ideal in pretty much any circumstances, but especially whenever it is 86 degrees outside. But we did it. I'm not gonna let that ruin my day. We've already made so much progress. We've got so much work to do. Let's make it happen. Let's get to the good stuff. Lots of good changes in this turd of a house. As you can see, the wallpaper went in. Look how cool this is. This is literally, like, I cannot believe how much this space has changed because of some ceiling wallpaper. It's amazing. Same thing with this room in here. Check this out. I mean, you can't really tell because the light's really bad, but like, I'm telling you, this room is completely different because of the wallpaper. I'm so happy. That's not even the best part. I'm about to show you the best part. I'm so happy. This one is really coming together. Really, I had my doubts, but Bridget and Blue over at Funkit are really transforming this space in a way that I wasn't ready for. Check it out. Okay, turd of a room. Boom. Look at this wallpaper. Holy moly. It's beautiful. Obviously, we're gonna change that lamp right there, but just look at this. It's so cool. Whoa, I feel like I'm the double rainbow guy. Double rainbow!
God, it's a double complete rainbow.
If you've got an ugly house, it doesn't mean that you can't make it a sparkling gem. I am proof of that. These ceilings and all the furniture that we're picking for this room will transform this space 1,000,000%. I was getting a little apprehensive. I was like, dang it, should I have remodeled this entire house? But truly, I just did not have the budget. I did not want to overinvest in this specific house, but I'm really glad that I trusted Bridget because look at this. It's gonna be awesome. And it's finally all coming together. All the hard work was worth it. I don't know, that's probably not true. We'll find out. Plumbers are working, I don't wanna intrude on their space. I wanna show you the bathroom that I just installed. Just added probably $10,000, $20,000 of value to this house for just under $5,000. Plumbing came in at $2,500 and then about another $2,000, $2,500 for materials, but check it out, it's coming together. Here's what we did. We moved this light over here. I'm gonna be putting a fan up there. They came in, added some PEX plumbing. We're doing a shower enclosure, not a fancy shower, but that's fine. We're gonna add a toilet here. Bit of a crammed space, but better than not having one in my opinion. And then the vanity is gonna go right here. Here's why I decided to do it. This house is a 3, 1.5. There's like a toilet upstairs, so I guess it's a half. And then that bathroom had just a vanity in the closet. And then there was like another little closet next to it. It kind of felt weird to have just a vanity in there. And I figure I would rather put a little janky bathroom in there, right? A shower enclosure, a small little toilet that's gonna be frustrating for people that are overweight, probably, to be honest. But I figure we're gonna try to squeeze in 6 people into this place. 6 people sharing 1 shower and I guess 2 toilets, but really 1 main toilet. It's gonna be a frustrating experience for my Airbnb guests. So I decided to just spend $5,000 to add an extra stand-up shower toilet because I'm like, well, at the end of the day, I'm gonna lose out on so many groups and so many Airbnb guests that won't stay here because there's only 1 shower. And so if by adding that 1 shower, I get like 10 more sets of guests every single year, I'll make that investment back super fast. And I've even been talking to Bridget, Funkit, and now we're thinking about adding some bunk beds and maybe trying to get 8 people in here. If I can squeeze 8 people into this property, well, guess what? I'll probably make $5,000 to $10,000 more every single year, which will mostly be profit. I wish I had the before and after data and I could say, hey, when I had 6 guests, here's how much I made versus when I had 8. I don't have it, but I feel pretty good about it having done this Airbnb thing for about 7 years. Typically, woo, it's bright, give me a second. Typically, the more beds and heads, assuming the experience I provide can actually handle that amount of people, results in more money. The moments when beds and heads don't really make you more money is when you try to cram a bunch of people into a really small space and they start leaving you 3 or 4 star reviews because they're really frustrated that the place isn't actually equipped to hold that many people. So that's just something to keep in mind. A lot of people think beds and heads, the more, the better. That's definitely not the case. You still want to curate a space that makes everyone in the group happy. Final thoughts here is that Airbnb is not hard. Nothing that I've done in this vlog is hard. Ripping apart a fence, not hard. Coordinating with people, not hard. But it's been hard work. It's been super tedious. It hasn't been the chillest time in my life, especially since I'm about to go to Copenhagen in 4 days for an entire month. I've got a lot that I had to cram in this week, and you've probably noticed over the years, I'm getting more gray hairs, like genuinely. Like everyone calls it out when they see me. They're like, oh, you have more gray hairs. And I'm like, shut up, Margaret. But anyway, I digress. I guess what I'm saying is, it's been hard work this week. And a lot of times I've asked myself, is it worth it? And a lot of times newbies in this industry ask themselves this very question when they're setting up an Airbnb. I think we've all been there. But when it's all said and done, if this property performs the way that I want it to perform, it will make between, I'm gonna say $1,500 to $2,500 a month in net profit after all my expenses. So that brings me to the final question here. Is it worth it? And I'd say for an extra $2,000 in net profit every single month, hell yeah. If you like this video and me documenting a week in the life as an Airbnb operator, do me a favor, hit the like button. It'll help with the YouTube algorithm, and hit the subscribe and notification bell so that you're notified every single time I make one of these videos where I show the real life of an Airbnb host. Catch you on the next episode of Raw Build. Bye.